Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism. I do not own the rights to the songs being played. This is for entertainment purposes only and in accordance with fair use. The music is credited to the various companies. Navin Lalu's streaming network, specialist in clean audio, multiple camera angle view and a photo slide for professional live streaming. Call Navin at 335-0205. Navin Lalu, bringing real-time events to you and yours. Navin Lalu's streaming network. Call him 335-0205. Also available fantastic drone footage. Navin's streaming network.
बोलिए वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की उपस्थिति, all in attendance. On behalf of a beloved Mama Ji, Taraday Ji, and a wonderful family, to each and every one of you, we all gathered here tonight on this time of bereavement. A father, husband, grandfather, friend who have left this world. In our first evening of Satsangh, we invite each and everyone, dono haath se, pratna kare. We pray, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Harim Paramanandam Upadishtarameshwaram Vyapakam Sarvalokanam Karanam Namatam Yamamyaham. Krishnaya Vasudevaya Haraye Paramatmane Pranataha Kleshanashaya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Naam Satya Hai Om Ram Naam Satya Hai Om Ram Naam Satya Hai. Upastitis, all in attendance, as we perform yesterday the Antishti Sanskar of our beloved Sudesh Kalloo ji. Antishti, the word Antishti or the funeral service, is the last Sanskar out of the 16 Sanskar based on this great Vedic tradition. It is said, according to Dharma Shastra Kahite Hai, it is believed that this unfulfilled desire of the deceased get pacified when the last rites are performed duly without any omissions. The departed soul leave every desire, fantasy behind and starts the traveling to the other side. During this time only, the sanskar of the body is performed according to that bidhi, rites and rituals. And this is why the meaning of sanskar, or the meaning of the word antishti, is the last yagya, or the last sacrifice. Tonight, my dear devotees, the poet tells about subtleness. It speaks of simplicity and keeping the whole aura, the energy of this next few days in the home of simplicity, peace, and most important, tranquility. The poet tells, Jai Radha Madhava Jai Kunja Bihari Jai Radha Madhava Jai Kunja Bihari Yashoda Nandana Braja Janaranjan Yashoda Nandana Braja Janaranjan Yashoda Nandana Braja Janaranjan Yamuna Tira Banachari Yamuna Tira Banachari Oh, Jai Radha Madhava Jai Kunja Bihari. Oh, Mudali Manohara Karuna Sagar Mudali Manohara Karuna Sagar Mudali Manohara Karuna Sagar Govardhana Giridhari Oh Govardhana Giridhari Jai Kunja Bihari. All together. Jai Radha Madhava Jai Kunja Bihari Oh Jai Radha Madhava Jai Kunja Bihari Oh Jai Kunja Bihari Oh Jai Kunja Bihari. This whole world is based on words, thoughts, and deeds. Someone watched the YouTube live and they said, Panditji, I love the analogy that he used. And I said, what analogy is that? That in this age of Kali Yuga, our minds, our words, and our thoughts will get contaminated. But the only thing that don't get contaminated is the name of God. And this is why we chant the name of the Lord. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. You know, when we had the COVID, there's something called a humidifier. That's like hops bread. Every room had one. I was to take the little fancy oil thingy to help us from the coffin. You know, the name of the Lord is like that humidifier. When we chant it, it helps us to ease our pain and sorrow. But it had to mean something, yeah? It had to mean something. He says, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Rama, Hare Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Ram Nam, Ram Nam, Upasthiti. Beautifully in Garu Puran कहते हैं, ढान आने भूमौ पशावाश्च गोष्ठे नारी गृहे द्वारे सखा शम शानी देहस चित्तायाम परलोक मार्गे धर्म अनुगो गच्छति जीवा ekaha. It says that when someone dies, his or her wealth remains unknown. The car remains in the carport. The wife will accompany the body to the doorway or to the entrance of the house. Saka, Sham Shani, the friends will accompany the body to the crematorium. Dehas Chittayam Paraloka Marge. The body will come and will be placed on the chitta or the funeral pyre. Dharma anugo gacchati jiva ekaha. But on the part of the next world, the jiva, the soul, goes alone with its karma. That's a fundamental rule. Anything that we do, as I was telling someone recently, there are two attendants of Yamraj by the name of Chitra and Chitragupta. They are the record keeper of all our karmas. And this is why he says, Dharma anugo gacchati jiva ekaha. What goes with that soul is its karma. Be it good, be it bad. And this is why yesterday I was chanting this beautiful kirtan. Tu hi mata, tu hi pita hai, तू ही माता, तू ही पिता है, तू ही राधा का श्याम। हे राम, हे राम। You know, a father will have a father. That father will have a father. That mother will have a mother. That mother who have a mother will have a mother. But the poet tells, Tuhi Mata, Tuhi Pita, that Lord is our mother and that Lord is our father. Just like Radha ka Sham. Just like Sri Krishna and Radharani. When we do actions in our life, it is etched in our vasanas, as we call it, the karmic imprints of our lives. And when we leave this world, it tells a lot. But one thing I forgot to tell you all yesterday is that all of us are doing for Sudesh. Who will do for us when we time come? I mean, we will not know, right? Because we will line on the box end. But you see, when parents do what they have to do, and they, as we say, we delegate the children, the grandchildren, the loved ones, they too will reciprocate when time to do what they have to do. But Lord Krishna told Arjun, Na jayate mridyate va karachan, nayam bhutva bhavita va na bhuyaha, ajo nityah shashvato yam purano, na hanyate hanyamane sharire. He speaks of the soul and he speaks of the body. When the body and soul comes together, it have life. But the moment the soul exits, the body becomes lifeless. He goes on to say that the soul is beyond existence. It says that the soul is devoid of the 6 types of transformation: asti, jayate, varadite, vipra, parimayate, apakshate, and vinashati. The soul is not born, exists in a womb. The soul is not given birth. It do not grow. It do not procreate. It do not becomes diminished. And the soul don't die. These are nature of the body. Yeah? These are the nature of the body. The transformation of the body, not of the soul. What we call as death is merely the destruction of the body, but the immortal self, that soul, remains unaffected by all bodily changes in our lives. And today, when they went to take up the ashes and the remaining bones, you will hear I came prepared to explain to you the importance of all these little concepts, because I want you to understand why we do what we do and how we do it. It helps us, the Karta, which is Prami, Dev, Munish, and others, to be equipped that when we are doing, we are just not doing it because of doing its sake. We are doing it because why? We are doing it because we are duty bound to do our rights. Tonight, my dear devotees, the rights of our beloved. Wonderfully, my dear devotees and children of God, in chapter 2, Shlok 29 of Garu Puran, in this ocean of universal existence, the atonement for sin is made by sacrificing one's life, body, in the sacred fire. And so it is at the time of death, the sons, the grandsons, the great-grandsons in some cases, offer the body into the fire making it the ultimate sacrifice. That's the fundamental purpose. When you look at the word son in Sanskrit means putra. Putra means the one who takes you out of the hellish region. An individual life is verily a sacrifice. And the greatest sacrifice, devotees, is when at the time of death we offer this body as Purnahuti into the fire, returning it to the elements and back to consciousness. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. This is why when we place the body in the chitta, we say Om Tvache Swaha, Vayave Swaha, Ayasaya Swaha, Prayashchityai Swaha, Brahmahatyai Swaha. That we say, oh Lord, if this individual, in this case of Sureshji, this skin, the hair, the tissues, the bones, we offer it back into the fire. Yeah? Prayashchityai Swaha. If he had committed any sin of Gauhatya, killing of a cow, partaking of a cow, by all of that, we offer back that by omissions and commissions to the fire. If we have bad talk, the Pandit, the Guru, the great sages, all of that, Brahmatyai, Swaha, all of these acts are offered back into the fire. Because the fire now consumes through the medium of Havyava and Kabyava. It consumes the flesh for the welfare of returning every facet, returning back to the elements. Like this, the body is adorned with tilak, perfume, etc., all indicating of the elements and the elemental energies. And like this, my dear devotees, the pinda, as I indicated to you yesterday, the first one is offered to replace that space that our beloved Father has existed in for 80-something years. The first pinda is to replace that individual. And that pinda is given unto the goddess Prithvi Mata or Dharati Mata. This is why, my dear devotees, it becomes so wonderful to understand it. And it helps us as human beings to become better people. When we reached by the doorway, we took the pinda from the right hand, remember? Put it in the left hand. And we place a pinda on the right hand, offering at the entrance of the gateway of the home for the journey or the final travel of Sudesh, that this is done to prevent any unfortunate incidents and accidents in accordance to the journey. This is what makes the ritual so intriguing. And then it becomes so sad when people come and say Pandajis, and Pandajis do these things. When we say, Panditji, can we do everything in one day? Bandara, funeral, 1 year, 6 months, you name it, Gaudan, Nodan, all the done in one day. It is very saddened. But who know better will do. The third pinda is offered on the four corner junctions. There are beings that reside in these locations that may desecrate the corpse. And the third pinda is offered as a means of preventing them from desiccating the corpse. And hence, the reason why we put the gold in the eyes, nostrils. So the gold becomes like a repellent, so nothing can enter back into the body. The fourth pinda is offered, and this is where it gets very educational. The fourth pinda, when we reach on the cremation site, is offered. Why? Because for the beings who dwell at the cremation site, they are beings who are trapped on this earth, and they flocked to the cremation site and burial grounds. This pinda, Prami, that you broke and throw it in the four direction, offer it in the four direction, is to prevent those beings desecrating the corpse and give right of access to use such places as cremations, sites, and cemeteries. This is the fundamentals, This helps us to understand. And yet, my dear devotees, we go and we pop the trunk And now we don't have the puppy chong. We pass with foot underneath the bonnet, the bumper, and the chong just open. Blips. And sometimes it have automatic coolers now. It is a open cooler and the cooler voice activated. You know? This is the reality. But like everything else in life, it is said, it is only when the body ascends the pyre or buried that the condition of praetorhood commences, not before that. Because it caters in the event someone dies and the body have to travel from one island to the other. It is only when it is ascended on the pyre, then it becomes what we call praetorhood. And that is why for 11, and in this particular juncture, we have an Addik Mass next year. So it will go from 11 and a half months to 12 and a half months to 13 months, where it will, the offerings that we offer, it will give us an indicator of such types of offering. The fifth pinda is offered for the Jew or the soul in the form of the traveler in the hereafter. A pinda is offered in the right hand of the corpse so that no elemental being will harass the soul during its journey. And if there's any doctors here, they will tell you that when someone dies, it takes a particular amount of hours before the whole body, organs and everything can shut down. Science have proven that. The sixth pinda is offered for the purpose of collection of the ashes, bones after the cremation. It is only when you offer this pinda that you have the right to deal with the bones and ashes. And it also removes any vestigial attachment that the jiv may have with its physical remains. Very interesting, eh? So that's why sometimes when you're driving in the night and in a cemetery and you see people in the cemetery looking for bones, be careful. Something them fellas going to do about it. But like everything else in life, it is said this period is called the Asouch period. Asouch means here simple, unclean. Not the place, but whenever there's a severedness of the bloodline, for 10 days, that home, just like birth, that home becomes spiritually unclean. Fundamental rule. Each day, a pinda is offered during the Asouch period are divided into 4 parts. The first part is appropriated by Yam, the angel of death. The second part is used by the prete, the spirit, for sustenance. And the remaining 2 parts are used by the prete to assume a subtle form for traveling purposes. In other words, when we don't do these types of offering, the soul do not convert into what is called that subtle form. It leaves it in a state of ambience. And that, like this, my dear devotees, in the effect, the pinda, it is merged into the element first, assists the soul by giving it its subtle body, and it is this subtle body which will be used by the prete to travel from this journey straight into the loka of Yamaraj. So this is why, my dear devotees, all of these things are so imperative in our lives. Tonight is a night of reflection and a night of remembrance. But what makes our life what it is? Satsang. Satsang helps us to live for ourselves, by ourselves, because death, sickness, any type of separation, it is very difficult to deal with when we do have satsang. Goswami Tulsidas Maharaji tells wonderfully, Hari Om Sri Ram Jaya Rama Jaya Jaya Rama Bolo Jaya Jaya Rama Sri Ram. बिनु सतसंग विवेक न होई, विवेक न होई, राम कृपा बिनु सुलभ न सोई। बोलो श्री राम जय राम। All together. जय जय राम। जय जय राम। श्री राम जय राम। जय जय राम। सतसंगत मूला मंगल मूला, मंगल मूला, सोई फल सिद्धि सब साधन पूला। श्री राम जय राम। All together. जय जय राम। जय जय राम। श्री राम जय राम। जय जय राम। गोस्वामी कहते हैं सत्संग के बिना विवेक नहीं होता और श्री राम जी की कृपा के बिना वह सत्संग सहज में मिलता नहीं। Without satsang, there is no wisdom, and without the grace of Sri Ram, that satsang is not easily available. सत्संगति आनंद और कल्याण की जड़ है। सत्संग की सिद्धि प्राप्ति ही पल है और सब साधन तो पल है। Good company is the root of happiness and well-being. Siddhi, attainment of satsang, is the fruit, and all that means are the flowers. Tonight, my dear devotees, wonderful thought processes allowing us to fathom why we need to go through all of this, and more so to allow us to understand without the grace of God it is impossible. It is impossible. And sometimes we ask the question, what can we say to someone who left their home on a morning to go to work and never returned? What can we say to someone like that? What words that we can say to someone who spent many years with a loved one and that loved one is no longer there? What are the words that we can use? And really and truly, it boils back down to what we know, our relationship with God. Someone was telling me this morning in puja that Pandit, this whole place is crazy. The world today is super crazy. I say, the truth becomes like poison now. People don't want to hear the truth. Very few people are good. And it are good to eat, good to keep, and good to throw away. These are the reality. So whenever you are doing the right thing, the good thing, but the leelas, the katha, the pastimes of the Lord allows us to understand His grace. And only His grace helps us to overcome times like this. Time, place, people around us, and the things that are around us. Nothing else. And I will quote my beloved Auntie Tara, Mamaji. Thank God she have good children and good grandchildren to help her in this journey. Because if we don't have this support, Tera naam ek sahara. Without that support, my dear devotees, what happened? Our life becomes more darker and darker. Hey Ram, hey Ram, hey Ram, hey Ram, hey Ram, hey Ram, hey Ram. Tu hi mata, tu hi pita hai. तू ही माता, तू ही पिता है, तू ही राधा का श्याम। हे राम, हे राम, हे राम, हे राम, हे राम, हे राम। Hey Ram, Hey Ram, Hey Ram. Tonight, my dear devotees, as we keep this 10 days as simple, as quiet, as a time of mourning, it allows us, our body, penance, depriving our bodies from various niceties. In some cases, I hope them fellas sleeping on the ground. You know, it is about that tapasya, that penance. It allows us in reflection. So let us look at it at a different angle. We have music and we pump in. We have food galore, decoration. It takes away from the mourning period. It takes away from assisting the people who is being exposed to separation, to make it harder for them to go through this period. Think about it. Think about it. Fruit for thought. But on one particular occasion, Devi Lakshmi asks Bhagwan Vishnu about the world that we live in. And he says to her, "O Devi, everyone in this world ought to experience his or her karma." Karma, actions, be it present, past, or future tense. All of us have to experience that. To be given this birth in this home, it is not just so. It is because of karma. You know, before I came, I did a puja for an elderly couple. And I was explaining to them that everything that you do as a husband, it affects your wife. And everything the wife does, good or bad, affects the husband. And this is why when two people come together and they have children, what happens? What affects them will affect the children. So anyhow you take it, we all will be going through the same thing at the same time. This is the reality. And this is why relationships are so important. But more than that, our relationship with God is important. It is important. And that is why Devi asked the question. And what happened? Bhagavan bole, "Hey priye, Susharma aur vidwan manushta papiyon ka to waha shiromani hi ta, uska janma vairik ज्ञान से और एवं पूर्णम कर्म करने वाले ब्राह्मणों के कुल में हुआ था। वहां ना ध्यान करते था, ना जप, ना होम करते था, ना अतिथियों का सत्कार। वहां लंपट और होने के कारण सारा विषयों के में से नेम ही आशक्त रहते था। On one particular occasion, he explained to Devi Lakshmi, there lived a man by the name of Susharma. Susharma was a papi. Papi means sinner. You know, long time we used to call the old people papi. Hey, papi, oh. But papi in different language means different thing, you know. But papi in Hindi means sinner. So, he was a sinner. But, जन्म, his birth, वैदिक ज्ञान से शून्य एवं पूर्ण कर्म करने वाले ब्राह्मणों के कुल में हुआ था. That he was born in a Brahmin home. But ध्यान करते हैं, you don't pray. ना जप है, you don't jagawe the name of God. ना होम है, don't do havan. And अतिथियों को सत्कार. He never ever entertained guests. Karma has it, my dear devotees. एक अवसर पर, on one particular occasion, while going through the memento, he went to pick some flowers. And while going to pick some flowers, he was bitten by a snake. सुशर्मा की मृत्यु हो गई. तरंतर के वहां अनेक नरकों में जा कहाँ की याद नहीं वहां है. Like this, when he was bitten by the snake, he died. And when he died, my dear devotees and children of God, what happened? His soul automatically went to Narak Lok. Narak Lok is the hellish region. Katha tells, he went through many births, many cycles. And upon going through many cycles, one particular occasion, बैल से अपनी पीठ पर कर और भार होते हैं, वहां बड़े कष्ट में 7-8 वर्ष बीता है. एक दिन, on one particular occasion, he was given a birth in the form of a bail. A bail here means a bull. But this bull, the owner of it, didn't have no feet. So his job was transportation. Katha tells that bull, that bail, and the owner were the only means of transportation in that village. So everyone in that town, that town's people, they would have used that mode of transport from that particular transport owner. But one day, ek din, while the bull with plenty load, and he was about to cross the center of the town, poor bull fell, kilkete, and all the load scattered all over. Everyone now went to the attendants to see what they could have done. And they all pacified and saying, "Oh bull," because they know to themselves that is the only means of transportation. And the only means of transportation has broken down. What are we going to do? What are we going to do? Katha tells, my dear devotees, like this. In the mix, there was a courtesan, a lady of the night. And as she approached, everyone opened up like this. And she went to the ears of the bail. She said something. And the bull frothed a little bit. And the soul exited the bull's body. Everyone was in amazement. But what happened? Katha tells, my dear devotees, vasanas are very important. Karmic imprints. Sometimes when we look at life and we assess children, people, they will have traits from their past life to this present life. Some are born rich, some are born happy, some are born with full body, some were born with missing limbs. That is all because of the law of karma. We all have to experience that. And like this, my dear devotees, what happened? When the soul exited the body of the bile, many births again, what happened? He was given an opportunity to be born back in the home of a Brahmin. But when that little young man was growing up, he remembered in his past life about this scenario, this episode in his life. He went and he was in search of the courtesan. I'm just condensing it because of time purposes. Katha tells, my dear devotees and children of God, when he approached and he looked for that lady, he wanted to know what she said to the bull. So sometimes we have unfulfilling desires in our past that we born into a new home and we have to fulfill the desire. Someone asked me recently and I was saying to them, they were saying, Panditji, when the missile fell from Russia into Ukraine and blew up the preschool where children from the ages of 2 to 8 was in there innocently, what did they do to deserve that type of karmas? And Goswami Tulsidas Maharaji tells wonderfully, and you will hear me say this over and over, karma pradana vishwara chiraka, that this whole world is based on karma. If you're not doing it, it's still karma. If you're doing it and you're aware, it's karma. If you're doing it and you're unaware, it's still karma. Nothing in this world can be answered by saying it is the will of God. The Lord that we serve is all compassionate. He Ram, He Ram, He Ram, He Ram. Tu He Mata, Tu He Pita hai, Tu He Mata, Tu He Pita hai, Tu He Radha ka Shyam. That Lord that we pray to is compassionate, my dear devotees. He do not allow his children to be going through these types of ordeals by themselves. This is why satsang is super imperative, especially in times like this. It gives the family that sense of cushion, emotional cushion, to allow them to go through this period as easy as possible. Tonight, my dear devotees, when he approached the lady, he put his hand and he greeted her. She offered him a seat and they had a conversation. He asked her, in my last life, I was a bull, the bear, and you said something in my ear. What did you say? She smiled. She was so happy. She smiled. She said, before I tell you the answer, I'm going to tell you something. My line of work, it is the lowest of all low. People look down at me because of my type of work. On one particular occasion, someone came to do business and they left a parrot. But that parrot was not an ordinary parrot. He stole the parrot from an old Brahman, where every morning he said, get up and chant chapter 1 of Bhagavad Gita. Dharma chetre kuru chetre samavita yuyutstavaha mamakaha pandavaschaiva kim kuruvata sanjayaha. And like this, he said chant the whole chapter of Bhagavad Gita over and over. And what is the nature of a parrot? To mimic, to mimic. So when the man who came to do business stole it from him and he bought it by me, every morning the parrot is chanted and I chanted too. But all I know, because of my lifestyle. So when you fell in the tongues, in the courtyard of the tongues people, this is what I chanted in your ear for you to get liberation. You see how life is here? Because of misfortune, because of wrong thing in the right place, yeah? If there's such a word. Wrong thing in the right place, yeah? That's a word, yeah? Because of that, you were elevated from the state of that bale to the state of where you are today. This is the power of this little Bhagavad Gita. This is the power of this little Bhagavad Gita. This is the Mahatyam of chapter 1 of Bhagavad Gita, where Sanjay explained to that Dhritarashtra about the episodes of the war of Kurukshetra. Tonight, my dear devotees, that same verse is chanted. And why that verse is chanted? To allow the soul of Sudeshji to enter the state of Sadgati to the state of Sadgati. From the state of the undeliverance to the state of deliverance. Tonight, my dear devotees and children of God, इस प्रकार परस्पर वर्ता लाप्त और गीता के प्रथमम अध्याय के महात्म्य की प्रशंसा करते से तीनों निरंतर अपने अपने घर पर गीता का अभ्यास करने लगे, फिर ज्ञान प्राप्त करते के मुक्त और हो गया है. By chanting, by reading the Mahatyam, it has the ability प्राप्त करके वे मुक्त हो गए. Has the ability to allow the soul of our beloved Sudesh to get liberation. And that is what we want. And that is what we want. Right? This is what we want. इसलिए जो गीता के प्रथमम अध्याय को सुनता तथा अभ्यास करते हैं. Abhyas means practice. This is supposed to be life. Nothing wrong in stepping outside, you know. But when we step out, we have to remember to step back in. This is a note for the young children. Eh? Some of us, when we step out, we get so caught up in the, how is it called? The tamasha of the world that we can't step back in. And this is why life is so sweet here. But उस भाव सागर को पार करने में कोई कठिन नहीं होती है. That when we understand the Bhausagar, this world, you know, we have many questions. Myself and Dheeraj talked this on many occasions. We have many questions, you know, but strange enough, all are self-explanatory. Every question that you have, it is self-explanatory. But whenever you have to light a light, you don't light it in the dark. Light it in the light of wisdom. And the light of wisdom is Binu Satsangh Vivekana Hoi. Binu Satsangh, without satsang, no discrimination, no knowledge. Only when you apply yourself. And you know, strange enough, sometimes when we get older, that is the time we look fit. Nothing wrong in that. We all have to go through our karmic motions. But tonight, my dear devotees, every single night, we'll be having a pundit coming. Every night, we'll be coming and we'll be chanting. This is not about singing. If we are singing, they write what I invite we by your house, and we'll are singing. Yeah. This is not about singing. Everything that every pundit comes here every night, Pandit Naresh is coming tomorrow. Every night we have a different Pandit coming to read the scriptures, give off knowledge. Everything that we do is for the welfare of the soul of Sudesh. You see how life is here? He ain't here, and he getting so much. You can imagine how blessed that soul is tonight. This is why, when we understand the fundamentals of why we do what we do, it equips us, Prami, to do it and do it, because the emotion gets so high that we forget our duty. And let me tell you a little secret. There's a beautiful movie, cartoon in Netflix called Kurukshetra. I want you to look at it. And on many occasions, the main characters like Arjun and others were like you and I. Our emotion gets so high, we forget our fundamental responsibilities. And there's nothing any child can do or give their parents just for that mere birth in this world. I mean, it have parents and parents, eh? It has someone that make it put in a bag and put them Port of Spain and leave them alone. You know, as you talk about Port of Spain, I remember Sudesh. And they be, you know, somebody asked me, why did you really know this man? I said, but I mean, see, first time I see the same, you know, speak on, normally a funeral service, to me, 15 minutes, and I outside. Me, if I don't know, I ain't talking. I mean, really don't know much people. They say, Pandit, they're well talk about Sudesh. I said, but Sudesh was a good man. Anybody who liked Pandit Prakash just had to be a good man. You know what I mean? And I remembered, he's a work Port of Spain, and moi, he's a work Port of Spain. So one day, we were having a conversation. You see, I start back again, eh? We are having a conversation. So he said, so Babs, where they have it? He says, I said, in Port of Spain. He said, boy, I used to walk down Nelson Street. I said, you? I said, yeah. He said, I said, yourself? He said, myself? He said, I used to be on Duncan Street. I said, but you real brave. He said, no, remember, my line of work, we deal with everybody, you know. And very few people can say that, eh? Because I can say that. I can walk Duncan Street and Nelson Street and Charlotte Street without fear and favor. Look, my Didi is what's smiling. She can walk there too. And it tells the caliber of the individual. He walked this island without fear and favor. And this tells a lot of the individual. But more so, my dear devotees, being not here, he's telling us through satsang that everything that we do, be it all pertaining or to associated with satsang, it will allow the soul to be given a state of mukti prapt hota hai. That's the end game, you know. That is the end game, you know. Making, having, doing, all is well. But the soul's end game is to attain liberation. Tonight is a night of reflection. We set the foundation for the next many nights until the night of the shaving. I really pray and hope that what we spoke about the pindas and why we do what we do and a little bit of this and a little bit of that allows us to understand that we are not alone in this world, and that Lord who is here with us in spirit, that Lord who is the Antaryami, that Lord will continue to find favor and grace on our beloved mother, the children, the grandchildren, the loved ones. Give them that favor and grace so then they can go through this period in their lives as simple and easy as possible. This is what we pray for. Dono heart say, Pratna Kiri. As you bow our heads in prayer, close our eyes in prayer, we pray, Om Anadini Dhano Deva Shankha Chakra Ganadhara Akshaya Pundare Kaksha Preta Moksha Praro भव ॐ मन्त्रहीनं क्रियाहीनं भक्तहीनं जनार्दनं यत्र पूजितं मया देव परिपूर्णं तरस्तु ॐ त्वमेव माता च पिता त्वमेव बन्धुश्च सखा त्वमेव विद्या द्रविणं त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव ॐ प्रेतात्मा शान्ति ॐ प्रेतात्मा शान्ति ॐ प्रेतात्मा शान्ति हे राम हे राम हे राम हे राम तू ही माता तू ही पिता है तू ही माता तू ही पिता है तू ही राधा का श्याम हे राम बोलो हे राम हे राम हे राम नाम सत्य है उपस्थिति. This has brought me to the end of my little contribution. Tonight I prayed whatever I said, Tejasvina, may it be invigorating to allow the soul and each and every one to have a better stance on why we do what we do. Tomorrow night is Pandit Naresh, all the way from Sijas, he'll be coming. And then we have Pandit Rajendra, Pandit Navin, Pandit Vishal, Pandit Prakash. Yeah. So we apply every night is Pandit, so don't worry. We're going to have a battery of Pandits coming every night to do satsang. All will be similar concept, a little organ, no music. We're doing it sada as possible. This is how we learn it from our beloved Pandit Vidya and the elderly Pandits, Pandit Keshu and my guru and my father. These Pandits were, this is how we do it. We do ever believe in having any music and thing, because if you understand the concept, you notice when we do our Shrad, and the end of the Shrad, the Pandits take a tarya and he just pong it. All of go Shrad? Yeah, they just pong it. That is the visarjan of the pitris by making that noise. So if you have Dantal ponging whole night, within the 10 days, what is going to happen to the soul? You're going so. Go in, come in, go in, come in, you know. So we have to understand the concept. But as I say, we're living in a new world these days. So to the family again, Mamaji and the wonderful family, we want to say many condolences, and maybe continue to do what we have to do, guys, for the welfare of the souls. Yeah? Until we meet again, everyone. Sabiko Jai Sitaram. Acha Jai Jai Sitaram.
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama
Krishna 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 Hare